Let's do a sudden broadcast. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
None of these never get recorded.
What you mean?
Because the thing is, this like I mean, like for clips. Anyways,
I'm weak. Good evening. I got my hair out today.
back with
You
another
know, it's a
episode.
good day. I got my hair out.
Good day we got the hair out.
Mm-hmm.
We switched sides. Didn't anyone notice?
Well, I don't know. It's probably I feel weird on this side, but I feel like it makes sense because of the sound we have in the back. But it's very weird to have like this.
Yeah, I mean it's a special Tuesday today.
Ugh.
If everyone doesn't know, it's the last time you will see us together for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey.
it's for a little while. You know, it hurts for me to leave. But I mean we gotta make the most of the day, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I flip it to a positive. So it's the last episode together. We'll be back on like, dual
like
Instagram
split
lives.
screens, yeah.
But whatever. So
anyways.
How have you been actually?
Actually, I want to ask you first. How you been?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, let me go. Let me answer.
Yeah, you go first.
How have I been? I feel like I've been pretty good. I'm really tired today. I didn't really sleep last night. So today is like a 3 out of 10 for me energy wise, but hopefully it can get back because I'm just very tired. So hopefully our Cultivate family can boost us up a little bit. But yeah, I mean it's just busy time right now. School about to start as far as where I work and actually me going to school. So that's why I feel like this episode is a great topic to start off with.
Honestly.
Yeah, but how have you been?
Overall, I've been well. I just got to lock back in. That's all it is. I just got to get back in that flow.
Yeah.
But other than that, honestly, things have been regularly paced. I've enjoyed my summer. I believe that it is time to go back to school though. It's just like it's that time. There's nothing more to really do. Right? It's just let's get back to it. So I mean, I think that, like you said, this one is important because a lot of people can learn something from this.
For sure. I think so too.
Definitely.
So yeah, we're gonna just hop right into it, I think.
Facts. So we'll give a little debrief of what was going on.
Yeah, so this episode we kind of thought about it as like back to school vibes, blues really, and then like thinking about our experience from 2015 to 2013.
And that's when
go ahead.
You gonna say it?
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say that was the time when I was going into high school from middle school, and that's when Deja was going from high school to college. So I think we can both give parallels on how life is now for college for me, how it was for you when you first entered, and the same when high school was when I first entered. So it can be like a
now she said she in track. I'm weak. I'm just reading the comments.
It can be a very versatile episode where we are just giving perspectives from everywhere, and people that are watching too also, weigh in on what you feel like, once we get into it, how things are. Really get into it, but
yeah. If you're in traffic, you don't need to be on your phone.
True.
Exactly. So
unless you got headphones in.
Oh yeah, true. You got headphones in.
How did she type?
Right. Exactly. But anyway, yeah. You want to start us off then?
Yeah, I think we can just. What do you always say? Jump right into it. Yeah. So back to school blues. School is super important. We all know that, but we just want to really dissect how we perceive school now from in the past. The kids that are entering now, how is it like for me? How was it like for her? And what has changed? Maybe things that have progressed or things that we see that need to be like pieces that fell off that need to be picked up. So I think initially I believe that when I was going into high school, I recognized how important learning and grades in school was. And I honestly believe you need to understand the effects of school that has on you as a student and a person. That kids now see a lot of people being successful and being wealthy without school or learning or education or just, having their attention focused on something, that is not, wasting their energy. Just generally, they see the dumbest people can now become wealthy and successful without going through any process of learning. And there's so many streams of outlets, for income that is diluting the minds of kids. That people, I get, but it's the same thing as like people are not taking things as seriously. I feel like it's less competition between students, and
you think so?
You think that like students still want to be at the top ranks of class and because they're like
I feel like it depends on the industry. Like it depends on what you're trying to do, I think.
Okay.
Because like say if I feel like what I studied in school, it didn't really matter. necessarily like being at the top, but I feel like if you're in certain, like if you're in medical or something like that, then you're gonna always want to be like you're always chasing, trying to be like the top in your class.
So what about in high school though for you? Like it was a demand to always be at the top.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm saying now you feel that same.
We used to, so in our high school, right? We used to have like on the hallways, like every quarter, our grades would get posted. Like
on the
top
wall.
Well, it would be classified by your
like homeroom,
your what's it called, like your student ID. So we wouldn't know your name, but it would have a list of like who was ranked and like who had the highest
GPA. So it had low ones.
Or
just the
I think it was like the top certain amount. I don't think it did rank all the way from top to bottom, but you could kind of tell like who was doing good, who wasn't doing good. So it was always a competition. I'd be like, okay, good, I'm number 11. Like I was pressed. I was not playing.
Do you think that same type of feeling is throughout schools now, even with just like, I mean, we're not in high school, but even in college, I feel like that same competition, well, I guess speak for myself, is not being presented.
For sure. I guess it was competition at that time because like depending on our grades, depending on like how much scholarship money we could get.
True.
So that was the thing for us. Yeah.
So I agree that in some instances, like they just said that those things are still being implemented in schools, like most likely, because that's just normal. But I do also believe that the kids that initially are not taking school seriously will just cut it off because they know there's other things that
which I think
can result in a better life.
Yeah.
So you think that's good for high school too, though? Not just college. Like in college, I can see that because there's many ways you can be creative.
Yeah.
But in high school, it's kind of like you're still kind of just figuring yourself out. You're still living at home.
Yeah.
And so like you need some type of focus.
No, I agree. Yeah, no, for sure. Unless that's a deeper conversation, but I think schools have to change the way they even go about just the curriculum anyway. But that's another because we don't even use that stuff.
Did you pick up on anything that you think should be like changed? From like I'm talking about from when you were going to college to what you see now, maybe even from me.
What do you mean? What I think should be changed? Like,
let me say when you first went into college, your experience from then, and then like how life is now, even when you're learning in school, like Georgetown. Do you see any like huge differences?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I just have a different I have a different
So it's you that changed.
Yeah. Like my drive is different, I guess. I feel in 2015 when I was going to freshman year, I was very like I was very excited. I really wasn't nervous at all. I don't know because I just knew I was going to do good, which is kind of like I know so like whatever to say. But I wasn't nervous going into like I was fine.
Yeah, me
but
neither, really.
So it was cool. But I think now like my drive at first was like it's not there. Like my drive to continue to go to school right now is not there. And I don't know if it's because it's like I'm working too and trying to go to school. Like I feel when you like before it was like I had a social life with it, but now I'm strictly just doing school.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's a big up to the like progression of technology in schools and like online classes. Especially we know code.
Maybe that's why my drive isn't there because I'm not I prefer to take classes in person.
Probably.
Maybe that's
and
why.
Also that it's been a huge upscale in like cheating and the AI just putting the work in the system. I'm not saying that's you, but
that ain't me.
I'm just saying in general though, and this, I ain't gonna incriminate myself, but sometimes you just feel me. You gotta,
What you mean?
Nothing. But no, I'm just saying that creates a lack of wanting and motivation to get good grades when something else can do it for you.
For sure, I get it.
You know what I mean?
I
feel like when I was first going into college, I have an awkward experience with college because that was COVID year, and that was just strictly online. So I guess I can't really speak for that. But I know when I was in high school, I just say 12th grade. You wanted to do the best. You wanted to have the best grades because it just felt like it was a competition between yourself and with other students.
Yeah. So you feel like okay, so between 2015 and 2013 right now, like what has been the biggest change for you then?
The biggest change in school?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not going to lie. I don't know what is like making kids excited for school right now. I'm sorry. Like, maybe because I'm like older now, but I'm just very like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
But I know at that age I wasn't. I was excited. But it's like, I don't know. I wonder what makes kids excited to go to school right now? I don't know.
I'm not too sure. I do know that like from what I can tell from when I was in high school though, and I know we all experienced this. It's like, being like the cool guy in class, or like cool to the point where you're like you're not doing work, you're too cool for school, or you're like disrespecting teachers. Like none of that serves you any purpose later down the road. And like even for the people that are bust into groups that act that way, like just kind of disrespectful, I guess you can say, you're in the right where those people were, and they'll just leave you for dead when
I definitely know.
Is over.
I do know a few people like that for sure.
That served them no purpose, and it's like when I was, and I know this is for you too. When I was being invited to all these things, and
what do you mean?
Like you were invited to like these special events at like nice companies. And,
yeah.
One time we went to West Point, the Army thing, to like do this like school thing, no flex. But
you did?
Yeah, you remember that?
No.
Yeah, we went. We went to West Point.
I did too.
For real? It was like a little thing, and we had like a session, whatever.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is, for students that are going to high school, acting like that gets you nowhere, because none of the kids that act like that were invited to those things. Nobody that was a follower was invited to those things. The only people that were there were people that had individualism and that had their own creative mind.
Fact.
So that's something to understand, that even though if you feel like you're stuck in that group, just take that L, I guess, to not have those friends and just be your own person.
I will say too that honestly, like people are, well, I guess it depends on what school you go to, but people are attracted to like people who are themselves.
That's true.
Because I feel, if I'm speaking from my own experience, like I was always myself, or like if my mom or parents felt like that I was going in the wrong direction, was trying to be a part of a certain group.
Right.
Like I remember my mom was like, "You're not doing cheerleading anymore. You're going to do yearbook." And I was so mad because all my friends was doing cheerleading. Right, I'm like, I want to be with my friends. I want to do what they're doing. And she was like, no. So I had to do yearbook for like the last 2 years of school. And then and so, but then they did yearbook with me. Right. So it's like, if you can set your own trend, like
true.
People going to catch on, not that they have to, but if you really be yourself and do what you got to do, people going to be like, oh yeah, I think that's dope. Like I'm going to try to do that too. So it's not, you don't have to default to just doing what other people do.
Never.
Yeah,
I think definitely being yourself way more than people know that, but it's just hard to.
It's very hard.
It's not easy.
You know what I think has changed? Even though we cared about looking nice in school.
Oh man, now it's crazy.
Like the girls is eating them up, and I could never look how they be looking right now.
Like pulling up to school in $2,000 fits, like the guys,
wigs and lashes done, all that.
That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Like
I did care about my first week's fit, but I don't know. I can't.
That's definitely something that remains the same even in school now. In the first day of classes, you trying to bust the fit down.
Man, what? Yeah, you say you got your first day fit picked out?
I got the first day fit picked out. Well, we gotta keep that on the filming. But again, like, do you think that? And I just want to ask you, like, your high school self. And things that you experienced in high school, don't think of internally, think externally. Has that translated into your life now? Like experiences, the things you were super heavily worried about. Like, let's not say grades. I'm talking about like people experiences and things. Do you think that has translated now in your life, or even in college?
Would you like? Are those things still a concern for me?
Yeah, like did they affect you?
No,
exactly.
No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like, it designer clothes in middle school.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like
that's crazy. Like we was wearing Katie.
I should have pulled up a fit. You know what? After this episode, we're gonna find some fits. Some of our middle school fits, and we're gonna post them because it was not given designer.
Katie Ligers, Adidas pants. A regular tee, like that was the middle school.
I had my Aeropostale shirt.
Like, it's crazy.
My little 00 jeans, like
like people are too worried about the price tag instead of just what you wearing. Like, you want to wear a price tag, this and that, but I can show you a middle school fit that's better than what you wore on your first day of school.
Yeah, like
I was going to my 9th grade year in high school, like I wore like Supreme tee and some baggy jeans or whatever. I go to school. They tell me something. Yo, Dre, you a skater now? Because my pants was baggy.
And they weren't even that baggy. They weren't that baggy. I remember those.
And they was like, bro got a skateboard in his locker, like trying to clown. Yeah. And it was like, at the end of the day.
And now everybody.
Where is that type of stuff baggy?
Yeah.
But but it did have an effect on me where I didn't want to wear those jeans again. Exactly. I was just getting destroyed. And like I'm putting
cooking you.
I got the Michael Jackson Supreme tee on with the human races in the jeans. I think I'm busting the Supreme backpack. I'm busting the fit. Coming to school, I'm getting murdered. I never want to.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Never want to wear those jeans again.
I mean, but hey, I just think, yeah. So I think what's something I'm trying to think of something that I worried about at that time that really doesn't matter now. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot though.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It's just like, because you got to show up every day. I guess
Yeah.
that's what really weighs a toll. It's like you can't forget about what happened yesterday because you got to show up at 8 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
But it's like now I'm reflect on high school and like all the bad things or just the like the school scandals and like everything that was going on.
In high school?
Yeah, in high school. That was going on. Is just like none of that stuff is a part of your character now. Like you can really going into college can rewrite yourself. Truly, like I completely rewrote myself going into college. Of course, I'm the same guy generally.
Yeah,
but none of that stuff weighed on me. Like, and I know when you went to Seton Hall, like things were a lot different. Like it wasn't as big of a social school. So like,
no.
Do you think like it?
What?
Weigh heavy on you? Like, because I know when I was older, you like it was super social. Not right away, but you know.
Yeah, I think, well, okay, so when I was in high school, like our school didn't really offer a lot of social stuff. Like we literally couldn't have our cell phones. Like we didn't go on field trips. We didn't, because she was so overprotective of us as far as like the violence happening in DC or whatever.
Yeah, high school.
Yeah. So like I was looking forward to when I went to college being like, I want a social life. Right. Like I want to be able to do stuff that people do when they in school. Like I want to have fun. So of course, when I went there, I was like, nah. So when I transferred, I was like, this is what's
so like, what are some tips like people could have like when you went to college and it wasn't what you thought it would be like? What did you do?
If it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. Yeah. I mean, I think you're always going to have these like crazy expectations because you watch TV and you think school going to be a certain way and it's not. Even if you're in middle school and you try to go to high school, you're not going to expect, like your expectations you might be disappointed because there's just some things that just not reality. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like what I had to do, honestly, I just stay focused on the work. Like you're not going to always get what you want at that time. So something you gotta bite the bullet and be like, all right, let me just stay focused, do what I gotta do right now. And then it'll end up working out at the end.
Yeah, and I think people taking school less of like a job and like you have to do and putting some fun into the
you have to make it fun. You have to make it fun.
Yeah, because like you be happy. Like I don't know.
I also would say take advantage of being in your neighborhood while you can. It's hard to say, but it's kind of like when you leave and go somewhere else, you're like, dang, I kind of took a lot of these things for granted that I had in my reach. Yeah, so I just feel that if you can take advantage of like while you're in high school, or middle school, or going to college locally, or doing whatever, working locally, whatever you decide to do, like take advantage of it because it's not always going to be there. Yeah, when you start to get older.
Yeah, sure. Tips for my guys going into college. You feel me? You going to school. You don't really like the class, but you see a girl that look good, always go to class just to see her. That's my tip for you.
I knew a couple people who already did that when I was
just go to class to see her and pay attention a little bit. You'll be fine. Like, just show up. I think.
But see, your problem is you don't say nothing to her. You just want to stare at her in the class like you're a weirdo.
It's like you can feel the connection.
No, you cannot.
Between the two specimens, like.
No, you cannot. Like you cannot.
I know it's a few people that don't listen to me. They'll understand once they get in college.
Like, no, I think Jacob, you just started. I feel like I want somebody else to like weigh in on that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm not a guy, so I can't.
Yeah, I need somebody to weigh in that.
I don't know.
That's in college, but we did talk about online classes, but I want to say like a little more. I think from when I was in high school that we had computers and stuff like that was fun. Did you have a computer?
Did I have a computer in high school?
Did you? Like in classes, we had like Chromebooks and stuff. They used to like give us computers, but I'm just asking.
Oh well, no, we just had the library actually.
Exactly. So.
Okay, sorry.
But in class we had computers, and those brought distraction. You know, we would play games and like whatever. But now. They got everything. Like you got an iPad, you got a Chromebook, and then they got the smart board. It's like everything is just technology based. Like, from then to now, I feel like students are just losing focus, just getting distracted by the minor things and not looking at the larger picture. But do you blame the tech or do you blame the teacher? Because schools worldwide and districts are implementing these things. But is it the teachers? Because some teachers I had that never got Chromebooks.
I mean, it depends. I think it depends on the teacher because I think that you should just use what you have available to help you do things better. Yeah. Like I do think when we were in high school, stuff was so like it would be so many days I was like, can we just use a computer for this. Or I felt that the teacher, like literally my teacher would handwrite our tests. Like that's our crazy. Questions.
Would like copy them?
Yes, and copy them in a copy machine. And like literally it was his handwriting. So like it's stuff like that. I'm like, you can use technology to your advantage. I mean, that's an extreme example, but I'm just saying. So I feel that teachers using technology has nothing to do with
the distractions.
It's more so, I don't think that, because I can name 100 ways that we were still distracted and we had no computer.
That's true.
Like I don't think that's a good that's a bad excuse. It's a bad excuse. Like it's just the teacher need to either get more creative or like I don't know, because I feel it's gonna be here anyway. So figure out a way to like navigate it, and make it fun for. Because what's the point of not using it and then when they leave your classroom and they go into the real world, people gonna expect them to know how to use it and they ain't gonna know what to do. So that just don't make sense.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think let's shift a little bit. What are some things that you think they have stayed the same from? Let's say for you, what you want to do college now to college when you were going in or high school?
I
got some things from college that I want to talk about.
I don't know. I feel this might be biased, but I feel that college is just not as fun anymore.
Ooh.
I feel I had
that hasn't stayed the same. That's changed.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Okay, something that has stayed the same.
Nah, you just keep going though, because I do think after COVID, college
like
downhill.
For sure.
And especially with you can just take class online and not have to pay for housing and prices are up. People don't want to come on campus. It's no hype to come on campus no more. It's
not. I used to.
Like, it's no hype.
I used to be so pressed to go back. Like, you don't understand.
It's no hype.
I was so pressed. Like, I didn't want to come home. Well, I didn't want to come home for the breaks, but I was like, oh, we go back when? August what? Like, I was.
It's no hype for that.
I was ready.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I just see like college, especially now, it's like, if you're going to college and you're super nervous or super just anxious of not being able to find your group, because that was a challenge for me.
Yeah.
You know, I had to.
Same with me, because I transferred.
Yeah, that's true. I had to reach my neck out to like find friends and stuff and whatever. But I do notice that if you go searching, there's a group or an activity that is for everyone. Like there's something to do for you that you enjoy, and there will be a group of people that are like you.
What do you have? I was gonna say, like, what can you talk a little bit about, like people who may not be in college, but it could be high school or whatever, like ways they can still try to be involved as far as
in high school?
Yeah, because I think some people, well, maybe not every high school, but a lot of high schools have stuff to offer. But I don't think people people just go through school and they didn't like get involved in anything. Right. So like, what was the importance for you to be involved in stuff when you were in high school?
Dang, that's a good question, because I feel like everything was like handed to me. Not like that. Like I did the work I needed to do. I mean, handed to me. Like,
they told you about it. Like,
they told me about it.
They introduced you to it.
They just told me I was gonna have to go this day, or mother would just advise us to do this.
Voluntold
us.
Yeah.
Or just we're told about it and we signed up and did it. Yeah. But if I think in high school, I didn't really have a problem in high school with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think.
That is
I see what you're saying. I mean, because that's true. So
I think that is harder to do in high school, to find your own group, especially 4 years you show up every day is very structured compared to college. College is very loose.
It's on your own.
It's on your own. So in school, what would I say to that in high school?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know. I feel like do everything, but that's just my bias. Like I'm also like because why not? Like, it's free. That's true. At least for us, but the clubs I was in was free.
I can say a good thing is interact with your teachers in high school.
Yeah.
Try that. And then usually teachers will.
That's actually a good point. Yeah. All my teachers told me about stuff. Right. For sure.
So teachers will help you pinpoint things you like, or people that may be surrounding the same things you do, and they'll help you get to those things. So I would say talk to your teachers, and if you're like socially awkward, I guess. Send them an email first to meet them, and maybe y'all can do it like that. Or something.
That's always so hard for me to. I always forget that. Everyone's not
super vocal.
Yeah, because I was the type when I was in school. Like, if my teacher gave me a 92, I'm
email right away. Well, you might go crazy.
I'm like, you're gonna like, why I didn't get 100? Like,
that's crazy.
Explain it.
That's crazy.
I was insane. Like, I was. Crazy. Or I would tell my you got to take me to school 30 minutes earlier, because the teacher said. If I redo these problems, you're gonna give me
teachers
like stop playing with me.
Will let you redo stuff if you ask. Like, they will. Like, in college too. Like, if
that speaks to having a good relationship with your teachers too.
Yeah, like they'll give you some lenient space with that. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, so I want to advise everyone.
Some tips or
tip. Just things that stay the same, but also a tip.
Okay.
There's always going to be some type of school scandal in high school, but you have to remember to protect your image and protect yourself. Never send anything out to anyone, no matter how much you think you love her or she loves you, because I promise you, you'll be talked about.
It's not funny, but that's a good tip.
You'll be talked about from the point it got sent to the point you graduate. Don't send nothing of yourself to no one. Like, this is not from personal experience, but it's important that everyone knows. Even college, maybe it's very loose in college, but still, like that word gets around.
Yeah.
Just try to protect your image, because I would say that doesn't follow you after high school, particularly. But I swear those 4 years will be the worst.
Deadly.
Yeah.
So just for sure,
you have to be mindful of the things that you are putting out, especially like we're seeing in a high-tech world these days.
You're right. Yeah.
Things are just being sent willy-nilly. Yeah, no cap.
Some tips that I think, kind of wrap like tips for people. One that I thought was really good, like say if you're in high school, well, not high school, that don't work. But I guess if you're going to college, you're in college. One thing that would help me to reduce my nervousness was the day before or 2 days before, I would go see where my classes were.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Because
that's
like if you try to do it on day one,
oh my God,
you will pass out. Like when everybody start running the class,
and it'd be like 3 minutes left to the class start.
You don't know where you're going, all that. Like, and you so nervous and stuff. That's such a small tip, but I know I was so nervous. But like my dad would, like before they left, when they were moving me in, would like help me find where my classes were. Then when I got older,
never got that treatment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like to drop the clothes off, and they like I never got that walk around to the. Like I remember doing that too.
But guess what? I will be going with you to.
Oh, I don't need that no more.
Yeah, I'm going to help you find your classes. Yeah. Thank you very much. But I think that's a small, but that's a good tip. I feel like that made me less nervous on day one every time, even up till I was a senior. Yeah. Like I looked where my classes was at just so I wasn't nervous.
Yeah, you be late.
Panic.
You walking late. It's like everybody looking,
sweating, and don't be. Never mind, because the back seats fill up first, and you gotta walk to the front.
But I think another key point to that's a good one I have to say is just walk around like you the man or woman. Like everyone is nervous. Like everyone it's hard to transition into new things. Just walk around with some confidence. Like if you're lost for the class, you don't know where you're going, ask somebody like, you know where this class is? Don't be spazzing, going back and forth like nervous. Like just walk around with some purpose.
If somebody comes up to you, be nice and help them. How about like
true.
Yeah, because I've got. When I was on campus, I would ask. They ask me all the time.
People would ask me like, "Where's this at?" I just tell them, stuff like. But it's just like walk around with some purpose.
Because
it just gives yourself a little bit of like some resolution.
Yeah,
like to your nervousness.
For sure.
Step out and feel
good. Once you remember everybody else nervous, like it won't even.
Yeah.
And honestly, who cares? I know that's such a.
Yeah.
But it's just like, who are you?
Right.
Like who you think you are to make me nervous?
Right.
Ew. Yeah. But that's just something you understand when you get older.
Exactly.
I don't care about that type of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. Like this is my last thing I got. Is take those early classes serious. Oh, I cannot stress this enough.
He's speaking from experience.
Because you are paying for these classes. Maybe not you, but your parents are paying for these classes to you to attend. Take them seriously, because you will have to retake them, because first of all, this is about to get serious. Your advisors, they want you, your advisors want you to fail, clearly.
Yes, they do.
They do
and
not.
I stand by
they
that.
They do not advise you.
I stand by that.
They do not advise you. They don't tell you how important these classes
are. I went to the advisor's office like 10 times a semester and got told 10 different things every time.
Crazy. Like they don't like, I go on meetings, they don't check the classes you need to take. They'll check them while you're right there, like, oh yeah, you should take this. They should be explaining to me like, yeah, this would be good right now, and then later you should take this because it sets you up for this. I don't know all these prerequisites I need for the later classes. Now it's 2 semesters in. I gotta take this class.
Right.
Take this class.
Yeah, you gotta take that because they just want you to stay there longer.
Yeah, I know.
You need to.
So they're not really.
That's a scam.
And they got a whole bunch of students. I get it. So they're not particularly focused on.
Do your job. No, do your job, bro. Do your job, bro. Do your job. I mean, I did have some good advisors, but it takes you going like multiple times. But you to think you should get what you need accomplished in that one. meeting, but they
be wild.
But that's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like,
even if you're in high school, when it comes to guidance counselors or people trying to help you for school or whatever you're trying to do after, you got to stay on them too, because they be doing a bad job sometimes too. So it's like you got to stay on top of you. You basically just have to like take control of your life, because no one else cares. No one else is going to care more than you care. Yeah. So like that's just the mentality you got to have.
And insert yourself in situations. Like I seen, like it's when I switched schools, that's why I really saw.
Hey, Street Profit TV.
Shout out, bro. That's when I really seen is when I switched schools.
Yeah.
Like at Capital City, it was like, you know, they really inclusive. They want you everywhere. When you switch schools, like those counselors do not care about you unless you are the one inserting yourself. Because if they see that you don't care, they'll be quick to not care. I've seen it happen. Like they're giving out scholarships to the students that are going to their office. They're not just.
Which is like, I guess, a good and bad thing.
Yeah, but they're not talking to every student. Like, here's this opportunity. Here's this to sign them. No, you got to go over there. So I get it. But at the same time, it's just a disconnect between students who don't know how to do that.
For sure.
Just setting them up.
Because that's their job, to like teach you to tell you about things that you might not you might not know about. But I don't know. I feel like, other things, quick things is like, you know, of course, stay organized, get a calendar or a plan. That's like stuff that people know already. But I mean.
But it helps them.
Yeah, but.
Back to school blues.
Man.
Very soon.
I'm not excited, but we're going to get to it, man. We're going to get to it. You got anything to plug?
Dang, I don't got no plugs. We can't. Well.
Shout out to everybody who's just trying. Like.
Yeah, that's true. I do got something to plug.
Okay, go ahead. No, I'm just saying, honestly. I'm talking to myself too. Like, trying is all you can do at this point, because the world is ratchet. I ain't gonna lie, like it's getting disgusting. So.
One thing I have to plug is thanks for all the support this summer.
Oh yeah.
Everyone that supported us this summer, it was very fun. Everything we did. So I'm happy everybody
that's YouTube vids. I feel like people really liked, and even podcasts too. Like it'd be a lot of like
everyone that reposted us, interacted with us, watched something, watched the episode after it already dropped.
Yeah, we know we got a lot of people who watch after. We love y'all too.
Facts, because I know
people tell me.
People do say that. So thanks for everyone for the support. You know, we trying our best, and you know, things will just come to fruition one day. So it is already, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Okay. Oh well. Last episode in person, but we'll make sure we do the split screen joints.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, y'all. We love y'all. And
sorry.
Okay.
Pray for. I don't know.
Oh, pray for Maui kids. Their schools burned down. Dang, that's true. That's true. Pray for the Maui kids, man. This is a different situation for them trying to start. Oh, dang. Gotta take the dog out. All right, y'all. Ooh.
What, somebody said that?
Yeah, I think somebody said.
All right, Jacob, my boy.
Not too much partying.
Who said that?